already switched my thing like 3 or 2 times because as I'm about to go yesterday, a girl gets up there and presents my exact disorder.
Oh,
I'm like, because this kind of. Which one do you have?
I did. First, can you say the name? Child. Can't go on it right now. Like schizophrenia.
That's no good.
It was okay. Irritating.
I thought you were something.
I did too. That's my
I might drop my minor. There's no point in having a minor.
What's your minor?
Psychology.
Really?
Like if you're not a double major, it's like
Wait, which? Oh, you a sociology major?
social work.
Oh.
But it's no point though, cause like I get my master's, but like, what's the point of having these extra classes?
I really, I only picked it up because she told me like I had already did all the psychology classes except for like 2, so I'm just like, well, whatever.
So me too.
Okay, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I took critical thinking.
Cause she talked about she didn't know that I had a mind. She thought that I picked up my mind my freshman year instead of my sophomore year. But now my junior year, I have to take all my freshman year minor classes. So I'm gonna be in psychology seminar classes.
Wait, I think I got one this year actually.
It's a 1 hour class every Thursday, 1 credit hour. I'm not.
Who's the teacher?
I don't know.
Yeah, look. But mine is it's on Tuesday. And if you have, her name is Lakeisha Jenkins. No, I don't do no work. She just talks.
You go. You should be attendance.
Yeah, but
See, that's
okay, I don't know the classes today.
You said, what you said?
Okay, but contextual. I took this culture and social sciences. Contextual. Yeah, you want that too.
I'm the company that's building for you.
You think it's how you slept? You had enough water for me? Right.
Oh, I was about to cookie screen. I was off the ride.
I'm gonna want to be in here. Cause I gotta go back to cash management. I hate them in there.
Just wake up early in the morning.
Bro, I did that. She's still in there playing my fucking face.
I woke up at 8, got in there. It was only like 2 people in there.
Who cares? Mind you, first of all, this is like my second week of this.
Everybody got a glam bag. I don't have a glam bag.
I'm getting a black one on Friday. If the bitches let me.
I had a bag. What type of bag? The Telford. I had one, but my strap is broken.
What the fuck?
Yeah. But my computer's heavy though, so maybe that's why.
I only got the little ones. But I think I want a black one. I'm trying to see what other one
People, my residents were trying to play me like, oh, you wear it every day. Cause boo, it's not like a purse, it's like a book bag. Like, I wear mine, I throw everything in this.
They're trying to be funny.
Huh? Yeah, it's like an everyday bag. I my whole life is in here.
Honestly, I don't even care to wear this.
Why? So why? That one or something.
Or
Because that happened, and he first told, I just told him once again, he first told me, so he told me, he was like, he asked me,
what?
That's what I said. I said, first of all, I said, I never asked you. I said, so what are you talking about?
What the fuck?
I said, first of all, I never brought it up. He said, oh, what? He said, well, if you ain't said that, then you ain't said that. I said, I never did that. I said, now you sound slow. He said, no, don't call me that. Okay. Now you can words in my mouth.
What the
You
fuck?
trying to get carried? Well,
I found it, I think.
yes, that's good, right?
I don't know.
That's a good thing. You never can tell. Mm,
Is it this?
yeah, yep, that'll be it. That's how you find your classes.
But I don't know what I need to take.
Which ones have you done? Like just these? Oh yeah, you could take hbse 2. Are you doing any summer class?
No,
If you take 2, the Pell Grant covers it if you want to, and they're all online.
I don't want to.
So then if they offer hbse 2 and you could do social policy and
Okay, so wait, I should take a summer class?
if you want to, it's
Is it
totally
hard?
up to you. I don't think they are now.
Mm,
I don't think so.
Huh?
Huh?
so like, okay, listen,
You hit search.
would I be able to like work and do that?
Yes.
Okay, then I'll do some.
People always take 2. Yeah.
So
So
if I take 2, I won't have to pay out of pocket.
it's supposed to provide you a Pell Grant. Has anybody else taken summer class before? We can double check with case
Because I
management.
don't really want to pay for that.
Right. Right. That's why they say the Pell is key and taking 2 classes.
Okay, so how
is
about
key.
this? How about I leave early, go talk to them about that? and
Yeah.
What I need to talk to them about.
Yeah. Oh, the cash management. Yeah, that's fine.
They don't have no credit.
We're filming it anyway.
I feel like, I don't know, like my friend did it, and she said that it was no point.
Remember, I am teaching
Because she's
classes.
not trying to graduate early, and she take the amount of credits that she needs to graduate on time. So I feel like that's only for people trying to graduate early or just catch up, like people who failed a whole bunch of classes.
I'm truly just
But if
seeking
you
understanding.
are taking like 18 credits per semester and you want the track to graduate on time, then what's the point of overloading yourself, really?
So then who was the one that slammed the door on the hand and how did it happen?
I'm not, like, what's the point of that first?
You said like schizophrenia or something like that?
I changed it like 5 times.
It's just my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Because,
Happy birthday.
are you going to celebrate anyway?
Huh?
Are you celebrating anyway?
Yeah, I'm gonna buy a cake and make my friends sing me happy birthday.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello.
Good evening.
How you doing?
Good.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Did you want to go first or do you want somebody else to go first if they're presenting?
You go first.
Okay, that's fine.
I just turned this into.
Okay, yeah, this is the
I
right
did
one.
not study it.
Uh-oh. You want your notes?
From the natural.
Carlia. All right. Well, let's go on ahead because I don't know why it's there we go. It popped off when I plugged this in. Go ahead whenever you're ready.
Hello, class.
Hi.
My name is Aaron Allen. I chose bipolar disorder for my presentation. Next slide. What is bipolar disorder? Bipolar disorder is formally called manic depression, and it is a mental health condition that causes extreme mood swings that include emotional highs and known as media or hypomania, and lows also known as depression. Hypomania.
Hypomania. Yeah, that's it.
Hypomania. That's what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Hypomania.
Hypomania. Yep.
Hypomania is less extreme than mania. When you become depressed, you may feel sad or hopeless, and lost interest in or pleasure in most activities. When your mood shifts to media or handle hypomedia, you feel very excited and happy, maybe erotic a little bit, full of energy and usually irritable. These mood swings can affect sleep, energy, activity, judgment, behavior, and ability to think clearly. All right, next. The types of bipolar disorder. Bipolar 1. Bipolar disorder is a mental health condition diagnosed when a person experiences at least one manic episode lasting 7 days or requiring hospitalization, often along with episodes with minor depression. Bipolar 2. Bipolar 2 disorder is a mental health condition categorized
Characterized.
characterized by at least one major depressive episode and at least one hypomanic episode, which is less
Less severe.
severe
Mhm.
from a mania. I didn't know what that word.
Cyclothymic.
Psychothymic disorder is chaotic, mild mood disorder marked by recurring and predictable mood swings between hypomanic and depressive symptoms lasting at least 2 years. 2 years. Symptoms of bipolar disorder and mania: sadness and low mood, erratic or irritable moods. Appetite changes and suicidal
Ideation.
Yeah. Next.
I think everybody learns.
I didn't sign it. Symptoms of depression, appetite / weight changes, worthlessness, and kill yourself thoughts. Yeah, those.
Mm-hmm.
Causes and risk factors. You can get it by genetic. You can get it if it's passed down to you. Substances, you can get it from any kind of substance you use. If you overly use it or use it too much or whatever. You can also get it from any environment. Like if it's like a really bad class or something, you can really get it from there. Or any situation at home, like that. Next. It is diagnosed by a doctor who talks with a person about how they've been feeling and acting over time. Sometimes they feel very energetic and can't sleep, or other times can't feel tired or sad. The doctor asks questions, may do checkups or tests to make sure nothing is causing these changes so they can help the person feel better. And to describe the diagnosis from DSM, I didn't know what that would is.
The DSM-5.
Yeah, I looked it up.
TR is the text revision of it.
And it says social workers can help for bipolar disorder by noticing big mood changes. They look for at times when a person is very energetic or excited, at times when they feel sad, or along the behaviors like along with behaviors like little sleep, fast talking, or risky actions. But basically, next. Some treatments for it is support networks, like peers or families like that, and some therapists help, some behavioral therapy and family therapy. And yep, living with bipolar disorder, getting help with bipolar disorder from oh my gosh, getting help early can stop bipolar disorder from getting worse. When people learn about the signs and symptoms, it helps them understand what is happening and makes it easier to handle their feelings. In therapy, doctors and counselors teach people about the disorder so they can notice mood changes sooner and know what to do when they start feeling different. Learning about it can make people feel stronger in control uh, and make them feel hopeful because they know there are ways to feel better, get help when they need it. And then it's a video.
See if I can get it to work. You think, how about,
Did you put the link in or did you put a PDF?
I'll see if I can figure it out. Katie Morton, right?
Can you play the video?
Mm-mm. K-T-M-O-R-T-O-N. Katie Morton. There. Is that her?
Yeah.
Okay. Was it the top one or are they both the same? Do you think it's? Oh, okay.
Wait, no, it's not that one. It's
This.
that one. Yeah, that one right there.
Dream Hair, real results. Let's start
Invite
your
them to
journey
come to
today.
class.
Franklin University makes it possible.
At Franklin University, our success begins.
Hey everyone, this week's topic has come to me through popular demand. It's bipolar disorder. What is it and what do we do if we have it? So stay tuned. So like I said, this week's topic is bipolar disorder. And I've heard from many of you that you've either gotten the diagnosis of this from your physician or your therapist, or you know someone who has, and you had a lot of questions about it. And the first thing that I want to do is I want to explain the differences between bipolar 1 disorder, bipolar 2 disorder, dysthymia, cyclothymia. I know it sounds like I'm speaking another language, but I promise I'm not. But I think the best way to describe this is kind of like a teacher would do it. So I'm going to take it to my whiteboard and kind of let you see the differences between each and how you can meet criteria for one and not another, and how we as clinicians differentiate those. And I think this will really make it clear. And then we'll talk a little bit about treatment options once we know. Okay?
Dream Hair, real results. Let's start your journey today.
Are they advertising to you?
You have the power to change lives, starting with your own. If you're ready to make a career.
There you go.
I think the easiest way for us to notice the differences with bipolar disorder is if I kind of draw it out. And this is the easiest way for me to learn it when I was in school. So just bear with me, and I hope this helps. And always, as always, leave comments below. Let me know if you kind of like this style, give it a thumbs up, and we'll just take it from there. So the line I'm going to draw right now is kind of like a normal. And they always say this is like a baseline, kind of like if on an average day, I feel pretty normal hanging in here, right? Then up here, we're going to draw mania. As many of you who've just watched my Draw My Life video, you know I'm non-artist, so bear with me. So mania, which many of us have heard about, is kind of an elevated state. We will feel very good about ourselves. We'll feel often, and this is just sidebar, often we won't want to see anybody when we feel like this, because we'll feel so freaking good about ourselves. We don't need to sleep. We're getting stuff done. I am so amazing. We'll have like all these good feelings, right? And we also talk really fast, and we really drive the people in our lives crazy, because that's really hard to live with. If you can imagine being a person down here, being around a person like this is like, it's just too much, right? Does that make sense? And I don't mean that in a mean way, because when we feel like this, we love it. But so that's kind of mania. I know many of you probably heard that term. Now down here, we're going to draw, it's a depressive episode or major depressive episode. This is really hard to write this way. Okay, major depressive episode. So I know that I talked, I want to say it was like 3 weeks ago about depression. I have a video about depression, so you might want to check that out. But I will also come back to that, talking about major depressive disorder in a way like this at a later video. So stay tuned. So make sure you subscribe to my channel so you know. Okay, so down here, and we've all had those major depressive episodes. It's my belief that everybody's had a depressive episode in their life. And that's when we feel really low. We don't enjoy things. We may be really tired. We may have trouble sleeping. We may be really hungry. We may not be hungry at all. It kind of depends on how it presents for you. But the main thing is kind of just feeling really down, no enjoyment, and we're very sad. Okay? So these are kind of our, not extremes, but these are like the top and the bottom of bipolar disorder. Okay? I'm going to change colors. So when we talk about bipolar 1, okay? So we start out here and we're like, right? We kind of go in between. It doesn't matter if we hit a depressive episode. All that matters is that we touch here and we have at least one manic episode. Okay, so we at least experience mania once. That is bipolar 1. So this blue is bipolar 1 disorder. I know that O looks like a blob, but you know what I'm talking about. Okay. So all that matters is that we hit mania at least once. Now, bipolar 2 disorder. We're going to go green for this one. It's like Christmas on here. Okay, so we start out So bipolar 2, the difference between bipolar 1 is we don't hit mania, because if we hit mania, we would be bipolar 1. But we have to have at least one major depressive episode. Just one. So this is bipolar 2. Now I know for many of you, when you hear your diagnosis, they don't really explain to you the difference. So that's kind of how they differentiate. It's all about the mania. If you've had mania, you're bipolar 1. If you haven't, kind of here is kind of a hypomania, they call it, where you feel a little bit happy and excited, but not quite as good as a mania experience, okay? So that's the difference. We have those two. Now I'm going to throw you a curveball. I'm going to give you this one. So this is blue. I know it's kind of getting a little crazy, but I'll start him in here. Okay, now you'd think, well, then they don't have bipolar disorder because they don't meet mania and they don't have a depressive episode. And you are right. This is not bipolar disorder. They call this cyclothymia. Now, I'm probably going to spell this wrong, but if I remembered it correctly. So cyclothymia is when we cycle between hypomania and kind of like dysthymia. And now dysthymia, which I'll just write up here because I'm not going to, is a low-grade depression. So it would kind of be like if we just kind of hung in here. That would be kind of what dysthymia is. Are we following? So just to give you a little debrief of all the chaos, if we hit mania, we're bipolar 1. If we don't hit mania and we have a depressive episode, we're bipolar 2. If we kind of cycle in between, it's called cyclothymia. And then if we only have a low-grade depression that kind of goes on for like years of our life, they call that dysthymia. Now, I know that people throw around those terms a lot, and it can be really frustrating as a person getting a diagnosis. We're like, well, what the heck does that mean? And we don't always get a lot of time with our psychiatrists or our psychologists. We may have to wait months to see them. I know in other countries, many of you tell me you don't get to see people very often. It can be really confusing. So that kind of gives you a rough idea of what we are looking at and how we differentiate between the different types of diagnoses, or if we're just depressed, if we have major depression. It kind of gives you, I think that's why I like this, because it gives you a scale. Okay, so we have this diagnosis. Well, now what do we do? The best thing if we have bipolar disorder is honestly to see a psychiatrist or your GP or PCP, whoever your primary care doctor is, or psychiatrist, and get on medication. And I know many of you are like, Katie, I don't want to be on medication. I would do this holistically. But in my experience, bipolar people can be very high functioning. It doesn't affect us. People have this stigma about it. And that's what I'm here to do, right? We're breaking through the stigma of mental health issues. Bipolar disorder, a lot of people are great artists. They run companies. They're very successful. We function at a really high level when we have bipolar disorder, as long as we keep it under control. Yeah, we feel great. Ooh, we're manic. Yay. No, because it really is hard for the people around us, and it can actually lead us to make really poor decisions. One of the symptoms of mania is lacking clear decision-making skills, and people will go out and spend thousands of dollars, or we may quit our job because we believe we're so much better. And yeah, we might be, but we want to be able to make clear decisions. And the best thing to do to stop us from either being so depressed we can't get out of bed and go to work, or not going, we want to keep us in this normal range. And the best way to do that is to get on medication. So that would be my first recommendation. Please see your doctor. Please get a proper diagnosis. Make sure they clearly figured out which you have, what you're struggling with, and that they will give you the medication that you need to get back to a normal baseline for you. And the second thing is to find a therapist like me, someone who you can talk to and you can work through this as you try to figure out, when do I feel like I'm kind of getting manic, or when do I feel like I'm sinking into depression, right? We kind of need to have an awareness so that we know to go to our doctor and say, hey, I'm having these breakthrough symptoms. I'm feeling a little bit more manic than I was, or I'm feeling a little more depressed. We need to have that awareness, right? And I know it's really hard to know all of that and keep all of this going, but it can really help to have someone on your side that you can talk to, you can figure it out, and they can work with you so that you have bipolar disorder, but doesn't define who you are. You're doing a bunch of other things, right? And we're living our life. And I hope that this really helps explain bipolar disorder and it differentiates it from the others, because I know it can be really confusing. And leave your feedback below. If any of you suffer from bipolar disorder or know someone who does, let us know what's helped. I mean, if you have a tool that's really helped you, or a way that you notice when you're going into a different episode, let us know, right? We learn from one another. That's what makes our community so great. And stay tuned. I'll be doing more videos like this. I know that a lot of you like these kind of DSM-driven, differential diagnosis kind of videos, and I will keep putting them out. So don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up if you like it. And
Who else is presenting today? You want to go? We got 4. Okay. Well, any questions? Happy birthday. Yeah. Who's going next? You. How do you spell your last name?
It's easy. Nice.
Yeah, but if I have dyslexia, I can't spell.
It's actually right there. You just passed it. Go up. There it is. Yeah, come on.
Rice like the dish?
Bruh.
No.
Yep.
What you say? Hey y'all, my name's Ivana, but y'all could call me Vani. But anywho, I did bipolar as well. It's not touchscreen though.
Is it too big?
Someone touched. Nah, you know you ain't see none of us touch that screen.
This is my first time seeing it.
It might be.
Okay, you could scroll down. What is bipolar disorder? Bipolar disorder is a mental health disorder that causes extreme mood changes. A person with bipolar disorder experiences periods of high moods, mania or hypomania, and periods of very low mood, depression. These moods change often sleep energy, behavior, and the ability to function in everyday life. So, how bipolar is diagnosed in a DSM? A mental health professional looks for moods and episodes. The diagnosis is based on specific types of episodes. The symptoms must last for a certain amount of time. The symptoms must cause problems in the everyday life. The symptoms cannot be caused by drugs, alcohol, or medication condition. How social workers help people with bipolar disorders. Not really this. So they can help with counseling or therapy. Social workers could provide therapy, helping people understand their moods. They could also help with education. They could teach patients and families about symptoms of bipolar disorders. They can help with support services. Social workers help people find support groups, community resources, housing, or financial assistance if needed. They can help them with crisis support if someone is experiencing severe depression. Social workers help them get emergency mental health support and treatment. So the way I was taught about bipolar disorder was like, he explained this to me with like roller coasters. So with bipolar 1, it's the most severe type, includes full manic episodes, may also include depression. Bipolar 1 is the worst bipolar you can have. It could put you in the hospital. Bipolar 2 disorder includes hypomania, less severe than mania, includes major depression, no full manic episodes. And I think the episodes gotta last up to 7 days to put you in the hospital. Cyclomanic disorder, this was the one that it go like, like throughout the week you will have different moods, like you will be happy, then you will be good, then you will be bad, like all throughout the week. So yeah, it's milder. It's milder. It's the milder form of all of the bipolar disorders. Ongoing mood swing lasts for at least 2 years.
Oh, we got a video.
You can copy and paste it.
Does it click? Click, click, click. Nope. Okay.
Oh, you really don't got to play it for real, for real. We just watched the video on that, so.
It's up to you.
You don't got to.
No?
No.
What if your video is the one thing that gets us to see the light?
I
Like
mean, if you
that
insist,
is what makes
it's only
sense.
5 minutes.
Okay.
In this video from D4 Therapy, we will learn about bipolar 1 and 2 disorders. This video will go over the symptoms of mania and hypomania, the symptoms of depression.
Is it loud enough
what
for
is
you
the
guys?
difference between bipolar 1 and bipolar
That's the
2,
loudest it
and
goes.
what are the changes made to this disorder in the DSM-5-TR?
Is it okay if we skip it because it's quiet?
Oh, yeah.
Who wants to go next? Or any questions? Who wants to go next? Okay. Ouch.
For mine, I put in a file in there. It's tiny. I put in a file in there, but you can click the link. So
Oh, okay.
it will work.
Okay.
It should.
Oh, I see it. You want me to do the link?
Yes.
Because then it'll play. Hey. Is there a play button too?
Yeah, slideshow up here.
Okay. It worked.
Hey everyone, I'm gonna be I'm gonna be doing my presentation on racial trauma, and we're gonna be looking at how we can understand it and how we can heal from it. So we'll focus on how healing can take place, and this topic is important because racial trauma continues to impact the mental health and daily lives of many individuals, especially within marginalized communities. And in some cases, it can be life-threatening due to the effects on both the mental, emotional, and physical health of people who are diagnosed with it. So we'll explore what it is, how it's diagnosed, its impact, and how social workers can help to mitigate the effects and foster healing. Racial trauma, also known as race-based trauma, race-based traumatic stress refers to the psychological and physical harm caused by experiencing racism and discrimination. It's important to understand that this trauma is not the result of just one event, but rather repeated or ongoing exposure over time. Because of this, racial trauma can have serious side effects on both mental and physical health, contributing to anxiety, depression, chronic stress, and even long-term health issues. Examples of racial trauma include microaggressions, hate crimes, racialized threats of harm, police brutality, and even witnessing violence against people of color, whether in person or through the media. At its core, racial trauma is rooted in the repeated and consistent exposure to racial trauma and discrimination, which can deeply impact a person's sense of safety, identity, and overall well-being. And so why racial trauma matters. Every human being and child deserve to live in a world free from the lasting effects of slavery, systemic racism, and discrimination. Black children and other children of color should be fully seen, valued, and able to recognize their God-given potential without being burdened by the social, psychological, and material scars that racial trauma can cause. Recognizing the dangers of racial trauma is essential. When we understand its impact, we can begin to dismantle the systems that create it and raise awareness so that individuals, communities, and society as a whole can work towards healing and equity. And then racial trauma and the DSM-5 TR. So while the DSM-5 TR doesn't officially recognize racial trauma as its own disorder, clinicians often assess it using the guidelines of PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. People who experience racial trauma may have intrusive memories of discrimination, avoid certain situations, experience negative emotions, or they can constantly feel on edge. And then understanding these symptoms can help social workers and mental health professionals provide the appropriate support. And like I was saying about the symptoms, it can show up in many ways and it affects the mind and the body. People can have flashbacks of the experiences of discrimination. Like I was saying, they may avoid places, situations, or even conversations that trigger those memories. And other common effects are changes in mood or thinking, such as increased anger, sadness, or feelings of low self-esteem. Hyperarousal is another symptom which can show up as sleep problems and constant tension. Racial trauma can lead to a heightened fear, and many individuals may feel unsafe or on edge in environments where they've experienced discrimination. And then, so this is how social workers can help people heal. So they can use trauma-informed care to create safe spaces and validate the client's lived experiences. They also can provide therapy and teach coping skills to manage stress and anxiety. Beyond individual care, social workers can advocate for systemic change, and most importantly, they can help uplift people with Black joy, so celebrating culture, community, and happiness. as a form of healing and resistance against trauma. And then there's a short 5-minute video that will highlight the real life experiences of people who have faced racial trauma. And this video explores how these experiences affect mental health and daily life. And it shows how people and communities can cope and heal.
I'm Dr. Chalklin. I'm a licensed counseling psychologist, and welcome to my YouTube channel, where I'm trying to destigmatize mental health one step and one day at a time. So don't forget to click the subscribe button. I wanted to talk today about trauma, specifically race-based trauma, because we're inundated with images of police brutality, of violence, of harassment, and the overall killings, constant killings of Black men and Black women. And that has to pose the question, how could our mental health or emotional health not be affected? And so I'm gonna rewind and talk about what the basis of trauma is, because we talk about it and we throw that term out, but we really don't define it. And trauma is experiencing severe psychological distress by witnessing or experiencing a life-changing or life-threatening event. And it can be broken down into 3 components: emotional, mental or psychological, and physical. And we'll go one by one. With emotional effects of trauma, things that a person may feel is intense feelings of anger or rage, sadness, a lot of fear, and also difficulty with emotional regulation, which means emotional control. And so wanting to suppress or to numb so we don't feel the pain because it's so intense. With physical effects of trauma, nausea, GI or stomach problems, dizziness, headaches, appetite changes. This is where sleep disturbances also come in, and not just insomnia, but nightmares, flashbacks, or night terrors. And then there's also a psychological or mental component with trauma. And that is where post-traumatic stress disorder is discussed, of a conglomerate of depression and anxiety, and again, turning to numbing behaviors such as substance use to suppress and to numb those feelings, to blunt that pain. And then when we talk about race-based trauma, it's again experiencing severe psychological distress by the constant witnessing of harassment or witnessing violent acts against someone who looks like you or looks like a family member or a friend or your partner, and institutionalized racism and systemic racism. It's so much stress. So Black communities are affected by constant trauma. And I talk to my clients about what race-based trauma is, what it looks like, what are some symptoms that they may experience. And I talk about hypervigilance or increased sensitivity to threat. So images are seeing a police car or a police car riding behind, or seeing another Black person or Black family pulled over by police and wanting to make sure everything is okay. Also, chronic stress from race-based trauma affects the body. So high blood pressure, so low immune system, also substance use, and not just drugs and alcohol, but compulsive eating, shopping, anything to suppress or numb pain. And also there is something that we talk about, it's a narrowing sense of time. And let me explain that. Constantly having difficulty thinking, will I make it to 20? Will I make it to 30? Will I live to see 40? And so all of those things encompass race-based trauma. And the big question is, how do we cope with it? And first of all, acknowledgement and affirmation, heard and listened to, is essential. This is where connection of allies or connection with family and friends, or connection with somebody's church group. Connection with people that get it, that people that are supportive and that one feels safe. Self-care is really crucial during this time because with all of the trauma, race-based trauma we're experiencing, we're also dealing with a pandemic. And self-care is crucial. So yes, saying no in boundaries, but thinking of things that make you happy. Or if a person is very spiritual, tapping into a spiritual practice, or practicing mindfulness or meditation is a huge one. Or advocacy, that's a big one too. I have students and clients that go out and do advocacy work, or do peaceful protests so they can engage in something with action. A big one too is rest and recognizing that you're not going to work, or you may not work in the same capacity that you did before. And to recognize that, be aware of that, have insight into that, and to take care of that by encouraging rest. And the biggest thing is seeking professional help. Whether it's a counselor, whether it's a pastor, whether it's a person that one trusts, but to really talk about what's going on and talk about the symptoms and talk about what it looks like. And by seeking counseling, it's a wonderful way to tap into that and to get support when everything is so traumatic out here. So I hope that I gave you a little bit of information. Stay safe, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Any questions? So, you're going, or is there two others? How many more? One or two? All right. Let's get.
It's the most recent one. I just spoke here.
Oh, okay.
Do something.
See if I can get back to it. How do you spell your last name?
Brown.
Is it easy?
Yeah, brown, like the color.
BROW. Okay. Hey, that one.
Second one.
Okay.
No, this one.
This one?
No, yeah, my bad.
Okay.
Top one.
304.
Yeah.
All right.
Hello, my name is Jordan, and I'm going to be talking about trichotillomania. Next slide, please. Trichotillomania is a hair pulling disorder. It is a mental health disorder involving repeating hair pulling, classified under obsessive, compulsive, and related disorders. Can involve hair from scalp, eyebrows, and eyelashes. Next slide, please. Key factors about trichotillomania is repeated, uncontrollable urge to pull hair, tension or anxiety before pulling, relief, pleasure, or satisfaction after pulling, or difficulty stopping the behavior. Symptoms: bald patches or thinning hair, playing with, biting, or eating hair, avoiding social situations, wearing hats, wigs, or makeup to hide their hair loss, feelings of shame or embarrassment. Causes of and risk factors: stress and anxiety, genetics, brain chemistry differences, trauma and emotional distress, and learned coping behavior. Triggers: boredom, stress or anxiety, negative emotions, sadness or frustration, even relaxing activities like watching TV. Effects on daily life: low self-esteem, social isolation, difficulty at school or work, skin damage or infections, or emotional distress. And then we have a video, a little quick one.
Okay.
Trichotillomania, also known as hair pulling disorder, is a form of OCD which causes a person to compulsively pull hair from their body. This includes the head, eyebrows, or eyelashes, and even more intimate areas. Trichotillomania is more common in teenagers and young adults. People with trichotillomania feel an intense urge to pull their hair out and experience escalating anxiety until they do. After pulling the hair, they feel a sense of relief. A person may sometimes pull their hair out in response to a stressful situation, or it may be done absent-mindedly. For some people, hair pulling can be addictive. A person with trichotillomania may have unusual bald patches where they focus the pulling. It often causes feelings of shame and low self-esteem. Those affected are often furtive with their behaviors and may try to hide evidence of their condition however they can. It's not entirely clear what causes trichotillomania, but it could be a response to stress or anxiety, a chemical imbalance in the brain, typically identified in forms of obsessive-compulsive disorder, or changes in hormone levels during puberty. You should speak to your GP if you or someone you know has a habit of eating hair. This is a common sign that someone is suffering from trichotillomania. Your GP may examine areas where the hair is missing to check that nothing else is causing the hair to come out, such as a skin infection. If your GP thinks you have trichotillomania, they may refer you to undergo cognitive behavioral therapy. This typically entails a practice known as habit reversal training. Treatment usually involves keeping a diary of hair pulling, determining a patient's triggers that cause them to pull hair and how to avoid them, replacing hair pulling with another action, like squeezing a stress ball, loved ones providing emotional support and encouragement. Here are some tips from people with trichotillomania that may help with the urge to pull hair. Squeeze a stress ball or something similar. Form a ball with your fist and tighten the muscles in that arm. Use a fidget toy. Wear a bandana or a tight-fitting hat, such as a beanie. Come up with a saying that you repeat out loud until the urge to pull passes. Take a soothing bath to ease any stress or anxiety. Practice deep breathing until the urge to pull goes away. Exercise. Put plasters on your fingertips. Cut your hair short. For more on trichotillomania, follow the links in the description section of this video. And remember, your mind matters.
Awesome. Thank you. Any questions? I know, yeah.
I've seen people, I've had friends that will sit there and like pull on their eyelashes. And, oh,
Mhm.
stop.
Yeah.
I didn't know it could be like an actual disorder. Like I have a thing for like pulling my edges, but I didn't know it was like, I just thought it was like a nervous thing.
You always hear like, I want to pull my hair out type of
Like
statements too. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Well, did anybody else want to present today? Yes. Go ahead.
Wait, if I don't present, do we get to leave class early?
You can do it next week. It's up to you.
No, I was saying, if I don't present today, do we get to leave class early?
I was going to give you some time for your final papers, but I was going to take the time to introduce it. So
What'd you say? What's your paper?
it's in the syllabus. It's basically about you. Uh-huh. It is. It's basically about you. Yeah, and then you use like the theories that we were introduced to and stuff. I'll show you. There it is. It's really not that hard. And it will be kept confidential, but it's like, it is right. I know the syllabus is annoying, but
How quick can we start on
I always do the halfway turn-in point like April 15th and then have it all turned in by May 1st. That's usually how I do it.
Wait, so what is turned in?
Whatever exam week is, which I actually don't know.
I think that's the week of like the May-ish.
Okay. So maybe right before, look at that. It was due 3 years ago too, or 4 years ago. Or next year. Yeah. But that's what it looks like. You can go next week. It's up to you.
How you really gonna change the year and not the day or the month?
Because it's probably one of my old syllabuses when I searched 3011. So I'm just going to give you the description in here. I would do like the first write-up due for April 15th. That way, if you're like me, you'll hold off to the last minute, but now you can't.
Like a draft.
Yeah, draft. I like that word. Draft of final. Yeah. Like an outline, but here's what it looks like. So, boop. So each student will write a case report about his or her family of origin. Students are to study and cite relevant literature. So you can use the book or your presentation, however it is. I always recommend Google Scholar. So you go to scholar.google.com as it lets you cite. Let me see if I can show you that too. It's kind of cool. I used it to write my dissertation. So here you go. Scholar, it doesn't have to be interesting. It's just about our development. So I always go into, say you want to cite something and you like, oh, I hate when it does this. Let's just do.
Do you like have an example of what somebody else like read?
You can do it. We'll work through it. If you want to meet with me, I can show you some. But say you're writing on addiction recovery. Maybe there's somebody in the family that has addiction. If you did want to cite it APA, I always do that. If it is a full text, you can click over here and you can download the full text and save it. So it's like, this is how I wrote my dissertation.
You just went to cite under the website?
I did. Yeah, and then you would alphabetize it. So like, say you want to cite one of these, group psychotherapy and recovery from addiction, and you cite it with that. And they just alphabetize them. So it makes it.
Put that into like ChatGPT and be like, put this.
Oh, they probably would edit it even better. You're right. Yeah, you could.
In order. Because I don't.
Oh, they could do that too. Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's fine. You can use that stuff to edit.
How many sources do we need?
So usually 3 or 4.
Okay. Is the rubric in general in the syllabus?
6 to 8 pages.
Well, it's just based off of this. So like if you have 6 pages, I know you can do it.
6 pages or that?
Because social work is all about papers and all about how you write. I know, right? You can do it. That's why I'm giving you 6 weeks. You just write 1 page a week. You would do a half a page every 3 days. Like a sloth.
Double space though. So.
Yeah, it's APA. Yeah, you guys will do awesome. When you tell your story about your family, I could write freaking 300 pages. No, we're boring, man. Although my mom's grandpa did like go to jail, and she talks about that. She wrote a memoir about him going to jail and like, yeah. If you really want to write a fictional one, I'm not going to know the difference. You know what I mean? But just use theory and how like we diagnose the thing that you just did. Maybe somebody had.
Just talking about ourselves.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, anybody can write 10 pages on themselves. Yeah, you can write more. It's fine. So you can use your eco map and culturegram. Maybe you do a page on your family tree and like things you do. It should address significant life events that happen in your family. That could be sexuality, drugs, peer pressure, body image, family dynamics. How do issues of diversity affect you? And then show how the theories can be used to explain and here's some theories. You can search these on Grok or whatever you use too, but psychodynamic theory, psychosocial theory, social learning.
They're gonna get us in trouble.
That you're allowed to use that to describe it. You can still cite it. So I usually just do that and then go to scholar.google.com and paste it in. Because we have no policy on AI. I want you to use it responsibly, obviously. So, and then cite it, like use this, like cite yourself. So here's one that does social learning, psychological and biological perspectives. If you use that, you cite it with him, So a lot of people do since 2022 because you want your last 4 or 5 years of research. So you can do since last year, you could do since this year. You got full articles there if you want to download it. So, and save it and prove that you read it. You're like, yeah, I saved the articles, dude. Like, they're like, you cheated. And you're like, nope, here's my article. So it's helpful. You may want to discuss how social learning theory, it may explain your involvement with certain friends. And then APA, and that's the rest of social work for the rest of your life. You'll do awesome. We'll help you through it.
Like we have to write, social work, we have to like really write it out by hand, or do we have to like fill out?
You can, well, now everything is paperwork electronic. Everything. I think I'm the only private practice that has paper notes. And it's kind of stupid, but we have paper notes.
Do you write down your notes?
I do.
From the home login.
Yeah.
I have a teacher that's making me write everything because he doesn't like AI at all.
Oh, really?
Like, I think he's scared that anything turned in is going to be, so he's making us physically write everything.
What's the name of the teacher?
I think his name is something Alexander. He's an English teacher.
Okay. Dr. Anderson.
I think so. Oh yeah, Anderson. Yes.
Philosophy.
I like him. I just got him. He's a term B class.
He do what kind of theory is it?
It's Intro to Literary Studies. It's just a term B course though. It's online.
So would you rather go next week, present next Thursday?
I have to literally write it in a notebook and take pictures. Like I know, right?
Yeah, we're done. We're done. If you want to give it next week, that's fine.
Oh, we done? Okay, look.
You made everybody happy. Tell him happy birthday. You got to tell him happy birthday.
I've been missing some of them signing papers.
Oh, shit.
Tuesday, I didn't know we had to do that.
You better sign them.
I forgot.
They're going to take your, yeah, you can write your name on the YouTube channel. I gotta turn it off. See? Yep.